At 3 a.m., a call came in from a number that didn't exist. And what the voice said made everyone leave that night. Subscribe now, because every night shift has a story you should never hear alone. 1 Story 85 The Security Guard. My name is Farhan, and for almost 2 years, I worked as a night security guard at an old industrial warehouse on the outskirts of the city. The place had been shut down for nearly a decade. Officially, it was under renovation, but nothing ever changed. No workers. No construction sounds. Just an empty, silent structure surrounded by rusted fences and broken streetlights. I only took the job because the pay was good, and honestly, I needed it. My shift started at 10 p.m. and ended at 6 a.m. Simple. Sit in the guard cabin, check cameras, do 1 round every hour. At least, that's what I thought. Night 1. My first night was quiet. Too quiet. Even the dogs outside didn't bark. The cameras showed nothing except empty hallways, dusty rooms, and flickering lights. Around 2:30 a.m., I did my routine patrol. Everything seemed normal, until I reached the main storage hall. There was a door at the far end. According to the map, that door was permanently sealed. But that night, it was slightly open. Just a few inches. I froze. I clearly remembered the supervisor saying, *, never go beyond that door. It's not part of your duty. *. So I didn't. I just stood there for a few seconds, then slowly walked back. I told myself maybe I was mistaken. Night 3. I avoided that area for the next 2 nights. But on the 3rd night, something changed. At exactly 3:07 a.m., one of the CCTV cameras went static. It was camera 6. The same hallway, leading to that sealed door. I tried restarting the system. Nothing. The screen kept flickering. And then, for a split second, I saw someone standing in the hallway. Tall. Still. Facing the camera. My heart dropped. I zoomed in. But the screen went completely black. I grabbed my flashlight and went to check. The hallway *. As I walked down that corridor, I noticed something strange. The air felt colder. Not normal cold. Like walking into a freezer. My breath became visible. I reached the end. The door was fully open now. Completely. And inside, darkness. Thick, unnatural darkness. I pointed my flashlight inside. The beam barely reached a few feet ahead. And then, I heard footsteps. Not mine. Inside the room. Slow. Dragging. Like someone walking, but struggling. I stepped back immediately. And that's when I heard a voice. Very faint. Almost like a whisper. Stay. I ran. I didn't stop until I reached the cabin. The next morning, I reported everything to my supervisor. He didn't look surprised. That was the worst part. He just stared at me for a moment, then said, "You heard it too?" My body went cold. "Too?" I asked. He sighed. Then told me something I wish I never knew. The previous guard. Before me, there was another security guard. His name was Imran. He had been working there for 6 months. Quiet guy. Never caused trouble. One night, he reported hearing noises from the same sealed room. Just like me. Management told him to ignore it. But he didn't. A few days later, he went inside. That was the last time anyone saw him. No body. No evidence. No police case. Just, gone. Officially, They marked it as job abandonment. But everyone knew something wasn't right. Night 7. I should have quit. I really should have. But I stayed. Big mistake. That night, everything escalated. At exactly 3:07 a.m. again. All cameras went offline. Every single one. The lights inside the warehouse started flickering. And then, completely shut off. I was sitting in total darkness. Only my flashlight working. And then, knock. Knock. On the cabin window. I froze. Slowly turned my head. There was someone standing outside. Wearing a security uniform. My uniform. Same badge. Same cap. Same everything. But his face. I couldn't see it clearly. It was like, blurred. Distorted. He raised. That night. I made a decision. I was going to end this. I took my flashlight, and walked straight to the sealed room. No hesitation. No stopping. The door was already open. Waiting. Inside, the darkness felt alive. Like it was watching me. Breathing. I stepped in. 1 step. 2 steps. 3. And then the door slammed shut behind me. I turned around instantly. Locked. I started banging on it. Shouting. Nothing. Then. I heard it again. Footsteps. Closer this time. Dragging. Right behind me. I slowly turned. And what I saw still haunts me. It was a man. Wearing the same security uniform. Covered in dust. Skin pale. Eyes, completely black. It was Imran. Or, what was left of him. He stared at me. And smiled. A wide, unnatural smile. Then he said, "You weren't supposed to come here." The lights flickered once. And suddenly, I was outside. Lying on the ground. Near the cabin. Morning sunlight hitting my face. Aftermath. I quit that same day. Didn't even collect my final salary. A week later. I got a call from one of the guards still working there. He sounded nervous. Shaking. He said. But I stayed silent. Then he continued. My heart stopped. "That's not possible," I said. "I'm Farhan." He went quiet. Then whispered. "Camera pe, wo hai nam sho ho raha hai." I immediately hung up. The last thing. I tried to forget everything. Move on. Live normal. But last night. Something happened. At exactly 3:07 a.m. My phone rang. Unknown number. I didn't want to answer. But I did. And all I heard was a whisper. Cold. Familiar. "Your shift isn't over." Then the call ended. I checked the time again. 3:07 a.m. Exactly. And on my screen. For a split second. My job title changed. From former security guard. To just active. Story 2: The gas station worker. It was 2:17 a.m. The highway was completely empty. No cars. No people. Just cold wind moving across the road and the distant sound of dogs barking somewhere far away. My name is Hassan. I was working the night shift at a gas station far outside the city. The place had a bad reputation. People used to say, "Don't stop there at night." But I needed money, so I took the job anyway. At first, everything felt normal. Until that car showed up. Around 2:30 a.m., an old black car slowly pulled into the station. Its headlights stayed on. The engine kept running. I watched from inside, but no one stepped out. 2 minutes. 5 minutes. 7 minutes. Something felt wrong. I walked outside and approached the car carefully. "Hello? Do you need fuel?" No response. Someone was sitting in the driver's seat, but I couldn't clearly see his face. It was like his face was hidden in shadow. Then suddenly, he slowly turned his head toward me. A cold wave ran through my body. His eyes were wide open, not blinking at all. It didn't feel like he was looking at me. It felt like he was looking through me. Then he spoke in a low voice. "Full tank." His voice didn't sound normal, it felt like it echoed inside my head. My hand started shaking as I picked up the pump and began filling the tank. The entire time, I could feel him staring at me. After a few minutes, I stepped back. "It's done," he replied, "no receipt." Then the car slowly drove away, disappearing into the darkness. I went back inside, trying to calm myself. But the real shock came when I checked the system. There was no record. No fuel used. No payment. Nothing. As if that car had never been there. I told myself it was probably a system glitch. But the next night, it happened again. Exactly at 2:17 a.m. The lights flickered. The cameras glitched for a second. And then, the same black car appeared. This time, I didn't go outside. I watched through the security monitor. The driver was sitting there, completely still. Then suddenly, the camera glitched again. For 1 second. The driver's seat was empty. My heart nearly stopped. I quickly looked through the window. The car was still there. But now, there was no one inside. Then, I heard a voice behind me. "Full tank." My body froze. Slowly, I turned around. He was standing right behind me. Now I could see his face clearly. His skin looked pale, almost burned. Dark marks under his eyes. And those same unblinking eyes. I couldn't speak. He said quietly, "You didn't give me a receipt yesterday." I stuttered, there was no record." He gave a faint smile. "Records are only for the living." My blood ran cold. He pulled out an old photograph and placed it on the counter. I looked at it. My hand started shaking. It was the same gas station. But burned. Destroyed. Covered in fire damage. And in front of it, that same black car. He leaned closer and said, "I never left this place. I filled the tank, and then..." He paused. Then whispered. "The fire started. I was still inside. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe." He continued. "I come back every night. To complete my last transaction." Then slowly, he stepped back. And disappeared into the darkness. I ran outside. The car was gone. The next morning, I quit the job. But that wasn't the end. A few days later, I came back during the daytime. I needed answers. I checked the old records. And what I found changed everything. 5 years ago. On the same date. At exactly 2:17 a.m. There was a fire at that gas station. A worker and a customer. Both burned to death. The customer's car? Black. Fuel? Full tank. And the last transaction? Incomplete. Even today, People say. If you pass that highway after 2 a.m., you might see a black car parked at an empty station. Headlights on. Engine running. And if you get close enough, you'll hear a voice. Full tank. Story 3, the call center night shift. It was 2:17 a.m. I was working the night shift at a small international call center in Lahore. The job wasn't something I loved, it was just a way to earn money. Talking to strangers all night, handling complaints, it drains you. But that night felt different. The office was unusually quiet. Normally, even at that hour, you hear keyboards, low conversations, someone laughing. But that night, it felt like the entire place was holding its breath. Only 3 of us were there, me, Ali, and our supervisor, Danish. At 2:23 a.m., a call came in on my system. Unknown number. I picked it up like any normal call. Hello, thank you for calling support, how can I help you? No response. Just, breathing. Slow. Uneven. Too close to the mic. I frowned. Hello? Sir, can you hear me? Then a voice came through. Cold. Low. Can you see me? My hand froze. What do you mean? Silence for 2 seconds. Then. I'm standing behind you. I turned instantly. Nothing. Just the long, dim hallway behind me, and a flickering light. My heart started pounding. Sir, please don't joke. This is a professional line. Then he laughed. A broken, distorted laugh. Not normal. Not human. The call disconnected. I looked over at Ali. Bro, that was a weird call. Without even turning, he said, unknown number. I paused. Yeah, how did you know? Now he slowly looked at me. His face was serious. We got that same call last week. A chill ran through me. And? Ali hesitated, then said quietly. The guy who answered it, quit the next day. Why? Ali didn't answer directly. He just said, he claimed, whatever was on that call followed him home. I forced a laugh. That's nonsense. But something inside me didn't believe that. At 2:41 a.m. the call came again. Unknown number. This time I hesitated. Then I answered. Hello? The voice came immediately. Why didn't you look behind you? My neck tightened. What do you want? Then he said slowly. Check camera 3. My blood went cold. We had 6 CCTV cameras in the office. Camera 3 covered the hallway, the same one behind me. I slowly opened the CCTV feed on my screen. Camera 3. At first, nothing. Then, the screen glitched. And for a split second, there was a figure. Tall. Standing still. Head slightly tilted. As if it was looking directly into the camera. Then the feed went back to normal. My hands were shaking. You saw it. The voice said again. What is this? Who are you? Then it replied. I'm where the call is coming from. I quickly checked the system. Call location, internal line. My mind went blank. Internal meant the call was coming from inside the building. But only 3 of us were there. I rushed to Danish. Sir, someone is messing with us. He looked annoyed. Who would prank at 3 a.m.? I showed him the CCTV. For a second, even he went quiet. It's just a glitch, he said. But his voice didn't sound convinced. At 3:05 a.m. the lights flickered once. Then, phones started ringing. Not just mine. Ali's. Danish's. Every phone in the office. All screens showed. Unknown. Ali panicked. Don't pick it up. But. My hand moved on its own. I picked up. Hello. This time the voice was clearer. Closer. Right next to my ear. I'm not alone anymore. I looked at the glass wall in front of me. It reflected my desk. And behind me. Someone was standing there. Slowly, I turned. Nothing. I looked back at the reflection. It was still there. Closer now. Right behind me. Its face wasn't visible. Just darkness. And two faint glowing eyes. The voice whispered. Now you'll stay here too. Suddenly, the lights went out. The entire office dropped into darkness. Ali screamed. Danish tried to turn on the emergency lights. Nothing worked. Only the phone screens were glowing. And on every single one. The same words. Call connected. After that night. I never went back to that call center. Ali quit too. And Danish? He filed it as a system malfunction. But the truth? No one said it out loud. 2 days later. I got a call at home. Unknown number. I didn't answer. But it left a voicemail. When I listened to it, my blood ran cold. That same voice. Low. Empty. You thought your shift ended. 3 seconds of silence. Then. The call is still connected, thank you so much your full watch.